Once again, ladies and gentlemen, if I can have all of our guests please begin taking their seats as the reception is about to begin. Thank you. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, if I can have all of our guests please begin taking their seats as the reception is about to begin. Once again, if I can have all of our guests please begin taking their seats as the reception is about to begin. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am Mark Ward. Catherine's father. Father of the bride. F-O-B. Father of the bride. F-O-B. First, a procedural announcement. We want everybody to sign the guest book, which is back in the corner, sort of near the restrooms. And the idea there is that Catherine's aunt Shelby painted a tree trunk, Shelby who's there, and we would like you to leave your thumbprint on this tree trunk. So, please. And by the way, so it's ink, but you can wash your thumb off, so it'll be okay. Now, I would like to welcome everyone who's here, but I'd like to mention a few people in particular. I hope it's appropriate, because Anya and I were married 38 years ago yesterday. Our best man is here, Rick Wise. He's a little older now, but he's a great conversationalist. Also, Joan Young, then Joan Ruggles, who took beautiful photographs. She even made me look okay. Is here with her husband, There are also a few old, I don't know if that's the way to put it, old dancers who danced with Anya. There's Missy Cahill back there. Kimberly over there. There's also yes. Did I say Missy? I did say Missy. Susanna. Anya. All right. And Kimberly. Also, I would like to reach out to over there. Tom's family. There's also great family. Yes. Those that I've met and a wonderful family. And I just want to say that Tom's family, great family. those that I've met, and he produced a wonderful boy. And I just will say that Tom and I met more than a decade ago. We went to lunch, and actually Anya was not there, but her mother was there, her sister Sally, brother Oliver, and Biz was there. And Biz, who's a wonderful, yes, Ollie's wife. Ollie's wonderful wife, who's also a lawyer, and she essentially vetted Tom on that occasion, as is her want. She cross-examined him, and so he passed. I mean, we all said Tom's okay. So then, time went on, and Catherine ended up in some little town north of Tijuana. And she had come back to D.C., where she works mostly, and I got word that she had seen Tom again and said, literally, I had the most romantic night of my life. So, I would like you all to stand and raise a glass. To sweethearts everywhere. May all sweethearts marry, and may all married people like you are already for an hour or two remain sweethearts forever. Cheers. And now, I'd like to turn the mic over to Doyle, Tom's big brother.
Good evening, everyone. There are three types of people here this evening. Those that know me, those that don't, and those who are wondering why Tom is giving a speech in his own way. One thing that you all have in common, though, is that you all hope that this is not a long speech, and to all of you, I promise it is not. Catherine and Tom have known each other for almost 12 years, and had Catherine known Tom before then, we may not be here today. So I'll use this as an opportunity to give Catherine a quick recap of what everything that she missed during those many years. So that when certain things happen during the course of your marriage, know that this isn't because of you, this has been happening for some time. Why do I do this in front of all of you? 180 witnesses to tell you that you've been told. So Catherine, he may get lost, he may be late, he may sleep in, but do not worry, he'll be there for you through thick and thin. He may tell you that something, sure, sounds great, but forget that he'd already promised something that day with Kate. He may tell you that he's only 20 minutes away, but don't wait by the door or turn on the oven until you see the car in the driveway and the keys in the tray. Why isn't waiting just to see the car enough? Have you seen how long he talks to your neighbors? Graduate school for Tom isn't going to be easy, but know that he's doing it for you. But if you wouldn't mind, please just check his homework. We hear that you're going to Brazil and Aruba, and that sounds absolutely amazing. But have you seen the show Locked Up Abroad? Please keep an eye on Tom. There are a few questions that you will inevitably be asked during the course of your very long marriage. And as a wedding gift to you, I'm going to provide you with some of those answers right now. Do you want the additional insurance? Yes. Do you want us to hold on to that for you? Yes. Would you like an extra copy of that? Please make 2. If Tom asks if your flight is at 4, no, it's at 3. And if you ask him, did he remember the gift? Just double check. Catherine, the last thing that I know for certain is that when he says he loves you, there's nothing that can be more further from the truth. So whatever he does it for you. So, Catherine, welcome to our family, and hope everyone raise their glass to Tom and Catherine.
Beth is Tom's oldest best friend. No, that doesn't sound right. Good friend of Tom's for years and years. Best friend. And I think I have this right. He married you and your husband.
He did.
As his first job as a officiant. So here's that.
Good evening, everybody. It was a wonderful introduction by Mr. Ward. Thank you so much. As some of you know, I've known Tommy now for about a decade or so. We met in a restaurant in Georgetown at Chadwick's, and I was his trainee, or his trainor, if you will. So Tommy, he got the nickname Tommy Boy after Turbo Tommy, because he would come in and we would try to train him on the micros, and it was Tommy, it's a burger. Cheese, medium rare, like the screen walks you through it, it's so easy. Tommy never asked the questions to his customers, so he'd come over and be like, it's a medium, medium, hold on. Sir, did you want a medium? Was it medium? Or was it cheese? Or what? Turbo Tommy was born, and this is all we could do with this, was just to push this kid along. He became just a very dear friend to myself, my ex-boyfriend, Lauren, who's in the audience as well, our friend Charlotte. We became this group, and we would go to Barnes & Noble and have these wonderful greetings. We were at the Guards getting drunk in between our lunch and dinner shift, doing shots and drink like you would not believe. And somehow managed to be able to pull it all together and serve our customers in the greatest of ease and somehow keep our job and manage to actually pay rent. So, Tommy, Turbo Tommy was born, and this is all we could do with this, was just to push this kid along. He became just a very dear friend to myself, my ex-boyfriend, Lauren, who's in the audience as well, our friend Charlotte. We became this group, and we would go to Barnes & Noble and have these wonderful greetings. That I got the lady. We were at the Guards getting drunk in between our lunch and dinner shift, doing shots and drink like you would not believe. And somehow managed to be able to pull it all together and serve our customers in the greatest of ease and somehow keep our job and manage to actually pay rent. So, Tommy, thank you for being that friend back then, and then thank you for the 10 years that we've had. Tommy and I actually lived at the beach at Bradley when I needed to find myself when I was between jobs, and he was so gracious to give me his couch. Proposed by my husband. The first call I made was not to my parents, it was to Tommy. I said, will you marry me? I'm so honored that you're asked me to be a part of your day. It's amazing. Getting to know Catherine the last couple of years has been such a joy. So much so that my family has welcomed her into our family. So, welcome to the Hunts. Welcome to the Denoya Felicianos, and welcome to tonight of celebrating this amazing couple, and for so many more years to come. Tommy. Yeah.
Who's up next? Annie. This is Annie Patton, maid of honor. I'll leave Mrs. Carter.
Thank you. Can everybody hear me? Yeah. As Mark said, my Uncle Mark said, I'm Katie's cousin. Rumor has it that when my mother was pregnant with me, Catherine was a little upset about how the introduction of another female cousin could change the family dynamic. And my mother soothed this concern by telling Catherine that I was to be her baby. My mother was having me for Catherine. Catherine really took to this idea. And she's been taking care of me ever since. Growing up, I idolized Catherine. She was always so cool and so fun, so smart and so beautiful. And I looked forward to every opportunity that Will and I had to go up to Delaware and hang out with Nick and Katie. I was thrilled when Catherine decided to attend Georgetown, where she would be near my parents. A happy consequence of this was that she got to babysit me when my parents were out of town. On one such occasion, when I was a senior in high school and Catherine was a senior at Georgetown, she hosted a small get-together at my parents' house. And she brought her boyfriend at the time, Tom, who I remember vividly because I was 17 and he gave me a beer. And I felt super cool.
Sorry, Biz.
As we all know, this is not the only chapter in Catherine and Tom's story. At some point after this party, many months later, they discontinued seeing each other. And after that, I was walking through Georgetown and passed by Chadwick's, where Beth and Tom were working. And Tom was standing outside, and he yelled after me. He said, "Annie, how's Catherine?" And I was, high school student, got super red in the face, super embarrassed, mumbled something, scurried away. And my friends were like, "Who is that college guy, and how does he know you?" And I said, "I think he's still in love with my cousin."
I was.
And he was. Flash forward a few chapters. Catherine graduates from Georgetown, and I graduate from high school. Catherine and I went to Europe that summer to visit Nick, who was deployed. That's a story for a different day. I would visit Catherine in college in her house in Chinatown, where she taught me about the glories of fiber and whole wheat pasta. And Catherine came down and visited me at Emory and made me run a half marathon, which was a disastrous story for another day. Around that time, when I was graduating from college, Catherine had a dream about Tom. And in this dream, Catherine and Tom were at Tom's parents' house in New Jersey, with all of Tom's family friends and his neighbors and his family. And Catherine knew everyone in this dream. She was just a part of the crew. And Catherine woke up from this dream and emailed Tom about it. He read the email actually last night at the rehearsal dinner. And Tom later told me that he remembers precisely the shared office in California he was in when he received this email and thought, "Hot damn, I still have a shot." Flash forward another couple chapters, and Tom and Catherine switched places. She moved out to Santa Barbara, and Tom was back in DC. Catherine came back to visit DC on business, and we were getting drinks at the Irish Times in DC, and Catherine said, "Do you remember Tom Hunt from college? Last night we went out and we spent the entire night talking on the steps of the portrait gallery. I think I'm gonna move back to DC." And that's pretty much that. The next thing I knew, Tom was flying out to California to drive Catherine back, and Catherine and Tom were looking for houses together in Annapolis. They've been living happily ever after in Eastport ever since. Catherine, I never stopped idolizing you. You were the only sister I've ever known, and I love you with my whole heart. Your grace and your heart and your fierce loyalty to those you love, as exhibited by how many people, show up for you, never ceases to inspire me. It makes me so happy to see you so happy. About a month ago, I visited Tom and Catherine in Annapolis, and she took me on a fitness moment, which was a 7-mile power walk. And on this fitness moment, Catherine was telling me how thrilled she is to get to spend the rest of her life with Tom. And one thing she said that really stuck out to me was that she knows that Tom has made her a better person, a better version of herself. Catherine, I've always loved you, babe, but I have to agree. Tom, you are the best person to marry my sister. And I'm so happy to have you as a brother. Your warmth and your humor already feel like home to me. I've so enjoyed these last few years with you, frequenting the Treaty of Paris, watching the local news, visiting New Orleans, getting rescued from a gas station in Landover, Maryland. I'm so excited and thrilled to spend the next perpetuity hanging out with you two. Tom, I would say that you are the greatest addition to our family this year, but Jack Riddle Ward was born. And also, you joined our family a long time ago. So, now we raise our glass to the beautiful couple. Long may they reign, Catherine and Tom. In the words of our beloved grandfather, you're no damn good.
Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, if you can give a rousing round of applause for all the wonderful toasts that we have here this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. My name is Ben, and I will be your DJ and MC here for tonight. And ladies and gentlemen, at this time, I'd like to officially hand it over to the staff for the dinner portion of the evening. Ladies and gentlemen, throughout the evening, if there's anything you'd like to hear, please don't hesitate to come up to the DJ booth. Enjoy your meals, folks.